What is up, man? We are back again for another Couch Bros NFL show where you get the best information that's not thoroughly researched. And we actually have no idea what the fuck we talking about, but we don't give a shit. Welcome back. You're about to get the best non-expertise in the football podcast stratosphere, man. We took a couple weeks off because, you were out of town. This can burn you out. So we're like, let's slow down. Let's, take our time because we have lives and whatnot.
Right. Busy lives.
There's things that are bigger than a football pod. There's nothing bigger than football, though. So football always will rise to the top of our consciousness. You feel me? We might not always talk about it every week, but we do have to always come back to one of our first loves in the world, bro. And we picked a hell of a time to come back because so much shit is going on in the NFL right now, dog.
Dude, honestly, I will say this, bro. Like, with the season right around the corner, geez, man, I think, if I'm not mistaken, your Cowboys play Tampa next Thursday?
We do play Tampa, and based off of what I saw the Tampa Bay Bucks do, and granted, it's preseason. Granted, it was against the Houston Texans. But my goodness, dude, the worst thing that could have ever happened to the league, in my opinion, based off of just 2 drives, was letting Tom Brady get chemistry with all his weapons, dude. Like, this dude is still throwing lasers, bro. And it's hitting dudes in the hand, on time, in rhythm. It looks like a well-oiled machine, bro. Like, to see a true football master, right? Like, quarterback, like, this dude has mastered the position. Peyton Manning mastered the position. You feel me? Aaron Rodgers mastered the position. When you see those dudes do what they do, it's just different. Like, Russell Wilson is a phenomenal quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger is a phenomenal quarterback, or was a phenomenal quarterback. But that next tier up, the Drew Brees, the Aaron Rodgers, that tier of quarterback, like, it's different. It's not about how talented you are. It's not about, you feel me, like, even Patrick Mahomes, I don't even put him in that tier, even though he's the best player in football. Either him and Aaron Donald, I don't even put him in that tier. What I mean by that tier is just ruthless precision, right? Like, Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football because he's a magician, but he's not always ruthlessly precise. Watching Tom Brady be ruthlessly precise was just a work of fucking art, dude. Like, Jesus Christ.
He doesn't, like, the crazy thing about when you watch Tom Brady, dog, it just doesn't look like he's aged, bro. Like, every year, we want to believe, or some people come out and they say, like, oh, yeah, this is the year. Even I felt like saying that. We're going to get to them later. But I watched the highlights of the Tampa Bay Bucks, dog, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, bro, like, this nigga Tom Brady, like it's extremely possible that this nigga could win another one. Like, with the team that he has around him, they brought everybody back.
They brought all 22 starters. Yeah, they brought all 22
starters. It's unbelievable, bro.
But that's the Tom Brady effect, bro. Like, what he has meant to sports and football and to his specific sport, it's unquantifiable, dog. Like, people just believe in this nigga, bro. He's just a deity, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, listen, LaShawn McCoy, like I said this on plenty of times. LaShawn McCoy, I forgot I don't know if he was on NBC Sports or he was on an interview, right? And he said it. And this is LaShawn McCoy. Like, if you know LaShawn McCoy ain't kissing nobody's ass. He's not this dude. Like, LaShawn McCoy has a very strong personality, right? LaShawn McCoy said, bro, when I went in that locker room, bro, and I just met him and his aura was different. If he told me he could walk on water, I would believe him, bro. That's what LaShawn McCoy said about Tom Brady. LaShawn McCoy
really is.
like LaShawn McCoy is a borderline Hall of Famer. Like, he's not you feel me? And he's not this young nigga who grew up idolizing Tom Brady. He's not his contemporary, but LaShawn McCoy played during the prime of Tom Brady's career. So you could one of Tom Brady's prime, because the nigga has 3 different Hall of Fame careers, bro. Like,
bro, what player in the history of any sport can you really say that about besides him, dog?
If you cut his career in 7 years, in 7-year intervals, he's a Hall of Famer in each year, each 7-year interval, right? So the first 7 years, he won 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. The next 7 years, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but that was when he was at his apex as a quarterback. I think he won 2 MVPs. He threw 50 touchdowns in the season. Like, just absurd.
And imagine, he missed the year.
And he missed the year. And he missed the year. And then you have the last 7 where, I mean, he won another, 4 Super Bowls? Like, it's just nonsense, bro. It's nonsense.
Bro, you know what? Tom Brady is the real life anime protagonist, dog. That's why I view him as, dog.
The nigga really is Hajime no Uppo, bro. Like, he really is Uppo, bro. That ass. For real. That's crazy. All right. Let's go down a couple of headlines real quick, though. So, headlines, Cam Newton got cut. Obviously, we're going to touch on that. There's a ravaging of COVID tests that's just, bad luck with certain people. It's showing who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. We could briefly touch about that, but it ain't really that important. It's not important now. It's not going to be important until the actual season starts. But I did want to start with you and your team because
go ahead.
Quick
note on that, and this is totally, it just reminded me. So my company, we have a guy who he has a job. He's been working with us. We're like trying to merge. So I worked with him today, and he was telling me. I told him I'm a Dolphins fan. And he was telling me that there was one of our coaches, he's doing the granite for their house. So the wife hits him up today, and she tells the guy, she goes, yo, you know what? Can we postpone until after the season? Because she just doesn't want to risk, him getting COVID and bringing it to the team. And that just goes to show how far that shit is. Like, these people with money are saying, you know what? Let's slow down, like smart ones anyway. I was like, damn, we're supposed to do their house. And they were just like, you know what? We're going to wait till February to do that shit. So I was just like,
yeah, but you got to think about it though, like, right? So like me and you, we're just average dudes, bro, right?
Right.
Like to them, that is truly their livelihood. Like me, I go to work. My job is my livelihood too, right? But if something ever happened to me, I get laid off, whatever, right? I can find another job. There ain't too many jobs. There's only 32 teams in the world, right? There's only 32 NFL franchises, bro. So you could imagine how heightened they are because they're like, I'm not fucking this up.
Right. I totally understand. It's just like when you're, it's not something that you ever think about, but me being somewhat kind of close to that just made me think like, damn, man, this shit is serious for them, man. I hope everybody's taking those, everybody's taking those precautions.
And everybody's not. And which
Absolutely
is why,
not.
everybody's not, which is why we're in a situation with, Lamar Jackson, he's in COVID protocol. Ryan Tannehill, again, was in COVID protocall, right? Like,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? And Ryan Tannehill is vaccinated, and he still gets this shit, bro. So it's just like, come on, bro. So, but back to the Dolphins, though. So take me to where you were mentally, right? Because there's a lot that goes into this conversation in regards to, or let me frame the conversation a little bit better, right? So I want to say it was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Roughly.
Like Wednesday's not yesterday, bro. Tuesday. So Tuesday, the news comes out that the Dolphins are interested or are at the forefront for trading for Deshaun Watson, right? And the price would be 3 firsts and 2 seconds, which is absurd. Like the Texans are really shooting their shot. But when that news broke, where were you mentally, and like, what did you think about the whole situation?
What I thought was that the next headline I'm probably going to read somewhere down the line this week was Adam Schefter breaking news reports. Brian Flores has choked a reporter, Homer to Bart Simpson style, bro. Like, I'm sure that they're tired of fucking all this leaking going on. But the way I look at these situations, it only goes 2 ways. Obviously, the organization was still thinking about getting the guy because stuff like this doesn't come out unless somebody hears some shit. To me, I'm at a point to where I have, maybe it was because of the allegations that he had, and I'm not like holding like all that shit against him like that, but there's a lot of uncertainty to his future, like in general, not even in just football, just in general. So I just thought to myself, like, man, this is just some bullshit, bro. At this point, I'm just ready to see my dog Tua just do his thing, man. When it comes to Deshaun Watson, look, he's a top 5 quarterback, bro. I could never. Granted, the Texans want a king's ransom for him right now, and they could have probably gotten that had he not had all that other shit going on crowding him. But as of right now, when I saw that shit, I was just like, come on, like there's more fucking bullshit before the season starts. That shit just made me want the season to start and just for Tua to play already, bro, because that's what it's gonna take to shut all this shit up.
You know what's funny though? Like it's not funny. I'll take that back. Right? Poor choice of words. But you know what's interesting is what I meant to say is that there's so many different layers to that conversation because the first layer is why is this even a discussion? Right? One. Second layer is if it's true, because remember, like I know the Dolphins didn't leak that. It's either Deshaun Watson leaked that, his camp, or the Texans leaked that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Deshaun Watson, obviously, because he doesn't want to be there. The Texans, because it keeps that price tag up. Because if there is a team that's willing to pay that, that's letting you know that this is what the layer is going to be. This is what the barometer is going to be. This is what you have to compete with. Right? The Dolphins don't want this fucking shit out, especially after the preseason that Tua had. Why would they want this information out, right? But
absolutely, especially with the season 2 weeks away.
Exactly. But with that said, why is that even a conversation? Okay, hypothetically speaking, what if there are those conversations going on? If the price tag is that high and the Dolphins are willing to entertain it, what are they not seeing with Tua?
Man, that would be a question for them.
But I'm actually the reason why I'm asking you is because as a fan, like, does that not make you feel kind of nervous? Because they're like, this is the price tag for a player that might not even play, and they're willing to entertain it. Like, what is Tua not showing them? Does that make you nervous as a fan of the Dolphins?
To be completely honest with you, it doesn't make me nervous at all. To be honest, I honestly think to be my cold hard, like how my heart feels about it is just that it's just the rumors are just shit, bro. It's just bullshit. When it comes to Tua, I think Tua. I'm just gonna lay it out right now because it's stupid to be wishy washy and things like this. I think Tua is gonna come out and have a pretty damn good year, bro. It's kind of unfortunate that all this shit is coming out and it completely shat on his preseason. I feel like, granted, Tua had it great up until he came to the Dolphins, bro. Like his life was just, he was a fucking high-rated high school fucking prospect coming to college. He had the Alabama career. He did all that. So, Tua was the tank for Tua. Like he's had all this glitz and glamour up until this point, and now he's been chastised and shat on. And I want to see him succeed, and I think he will. If the Dolphins are seeing a problem with Tua, I would have just hoped they would have pulled the trigger already. Now, granted, it's easier said than done to say that based on all the situation and all the variables going on with the Deshaun Watson situation, but I think it's just unfortunate that this shit came out, bro. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is just the media just ramping something up that's not even that big.
Okay, all right. So that's an excellent take. And before we transition, I do just want to bring up, because you know me, I'm on NFL Twitter a lot, right? So it's the funniest thing in the world. NFL Twitter is hilarious. But a lot of the Dolphin fans have the same sentiment that you have, because you have people who are like, yeah, let's make our team better. But the large majority is like, why? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially off of how they seen Tua, and they're just like, and I'm gonna tell you right this, Tua defenders, whoo boy, stay out of their way. There is a large section of people who will die for Tua Tagovailoa, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like,
no, but you know what? You say that, but bro, I've seen it, bro. Like, the man has gotten so much vitriol over 9 games last year, bro. It's like, bro, where's all this coming from, bro?
But but here's the problem, though. Like, I think Tua defenders are not reading the room right? So the reason why he gets the vitriol is because, one, the entire year was supposed to be take for Tua, right? And he is always going to be compared to Justin Herbert, because there was a section of people when they report that the Dolphins were looking at Justin Herbert. I remember that. We even had a pod where, like, if the Dolphins do that, bro, they deserve to fucking suck. because we didn't know what Justin Herbert would become, right? So he's always going to be compared to Justin Herbert, and because of that, everything that he does is always going to be like, well, we could have had Justin Herbert when none of you niggas wanted Justin Herbert to begin with, bro. Like, what are y'all talking? Don't be fit. Don't be flaky now.
bro. I'm gonna die on my sword because it's not like we're 5 years into these niggas' careers, bro. Like, I understand what you're saying though when it comes to I'm pro to it, but I'm not gonna fucking die on a sword for them.
Listen, if there was no Justin Herbert, the vitriol would have never existed. Because the only reason why there's vitriol is because of FOMO, fear of missing out, rose-colored glasses. Like, damn, we could have had this person. If there was no other quarterback, if it was just Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa, the conversation would be, hey, he's coming off a major hip surgery. Come on, what are we doing? Like, right? But because there's the guy that could have been drafted, they're like, that nigga threw 31 touchdowns. Man, we stuck with this nigga, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, that's facts. That's facts. I mean, that's true. That is definitely. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll put it like this: the way he played last year just made me just feel like shit for just rating him so poorly. I was just like, man, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But I never looked at him like, oh shit, like, man, we could have had Justin Herbert. I never looked at it that way because I'm still high on Tua. Now, if Tua's trash this year, I'm gonna be like,
here's the thing. Like I've said on many occasions, Tua is not going to be trash. Tua is going to be a good quarterback, and 99% of the time, that will be okay. The problem is that I don't think he's ever going to be a great quarterback, and the person that went literally right after him has the opportunity to be a great quarterback, right? Which is no fault to Tua. You know what I'm saying? He didn't ask to be drafted by the Dolphins, bro. He didn't ask that, dog. Like, the Dolphins drafted him. Like, you know what it is? But
well, it's not just that the Dolphins drafted him. I mean, the guy was, imagine if he didn't get hurt, he'd be a number one pick.
That is true.
True. Like, everyone, everyone in the world was on Tua's nuts. It wouldn't just.
Hindsight is 2020, man. Hindsight is 2020.
Of course.
Real quick on Cam, though. Cam got released, and I wish we spent. I wish the time that we spent on Tua, I wish we could spend on Cam because matter of fact, fuck it. It's our podcast. We can do whatever fuck we want, bro. Who cares?
Right. I was thinking to myself like, well, who's the director? Telling who's the producer in the back?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who fucking cares? It's our podcast. We can spend as much time as we want. Okay, I have to keep it a buck when it comes to Cam, right? So Cam gets released. It was kind of shocking. But it's not shocking at all, bro. Like, I think Cam, if you really want to keep it a buck, in the past 5 years, I could count on my hand how many. Sorry about that.
You good?
In the past 5 years, post his MVP season, I could legitimately count on my two hands how many great games Cam has had in 5 seasons, bro. And I don't mean that as a slight. I don't. So when people are so surprised that he got cut, it's just people that has not really been paying attention to Cam, bro. Like, we look at Cam, or the majority of people look at Cam at who he was in 2015 and imagine that's who he was his entire career. 2015, his MVP season, was the outlier, right?
Let me ask you something, Herb.
Go ahead.
Before we continue, is there any other quarterback in recent memory who's lived off of an outlier year as much as Cam?
Nobody.
No one ever talks about Matt Ryan.
You want to know why?
That guy won an MVP.
You want to know why? Matt Ryan is white, Cam Newton is black, and because okay. So here's put like this. Put like this. Because Cam is black, and because Cam had to go through so much adversity, just as much people who are willing to dog on Cam, there's as much people who are willing to ride or die for Cam, right? So It was always, he never had help. All he had was Greg Olsen, which is true, right? Like, you try to throw to Kevin Benjamin's fat ass, bro, and see how many yards you can have, bro. I'm not arguing that, bro. I'm not here to argue that, bro. But at some point, dog, I've watched so many Cam games, bro, where I'm just like, you're missing people by a mile, bro. You're throwing balls over people's heads, bro. Right? Like, and Cam ultimately was always going to be a good quarterback who had an excellent year. But that's it.
Right.
Because he is black and because there's a section of people who are willing to defend black quarterbacks because of everything that they've had to go through. The Warren Moons, the Randall Cunninghams,
right.
the
Mike Vicks.
The Mike Vicks. You know what I'm saying? The Dante Culpeppers. Whoever you want to pick, right? The shit that they had to go through. Because we remember that, we try to excuse the shortcomings of current black quarterbacks. The same shit happened with Tyrod Taylor, bro. I've had people defend Tyrod Taylor like this nigga's not like he's not a athletic Kirk Cousins, bro. That's all he is. Like a Kirk, like
man, stop, people, stop, man.
Like
Tyrod Taylor,
because he is black, and because you and because you know what black quarterbacks have gone through, you want to overly defend them, right? Like you want to overly defend them from the criticism. Like put it like this, right? And I'm not saying that the criticism is not still there, bro. I'm watching ESPN, and there's some guy who's saying that people have GMs still think that Lamar Jackson is getting figured out. Nobody figured out Lamar Jackson. That nigga's an MVP. There's no MVP. There's no guy who won an MVP in their second year who gets less, who still has to fight questions that he could be a quarterback like Lamar Jackson. So the criticisms are still there, and we still need to be defended. But sometimes we got to call a buck, bro. You got to
pick and choose your fights.
It's not even pick and choose. You got to be honest with yourself. Cam has not been a great quarterback for years, bro.
Yeah, of course, bro. I mean, he's still living off of 2015.
He's still living off of 2015, right? And that's why it wasn't shocking to me. Like, bro, put it like this. If Bill Belichick believed in Cam Newton, he would have never drafted Mac Jones with the 15th overall pick.
Of course. Right. Well, Cam's days were numbered no matter what.
No matter
they
what.
Were like, yeah.
No matter what. And put like this. Why are you shocked when the nigga who sees the nigga in practice, sees the nigga in the meeting rooms every day, see the nigga on the field every day, Bill Belichick, drafted a quarterback? And he didn't even draft a quarterback who has elite talent. He just drafted a quarterback that he could get, the first quarterback that he could get, bro.
Well, for me, the reason why I was surprised he dropped Cam wasn't even anything to really do with Cam's overall ability itself or how I viewed it. It was really just Cam is a better matchup against the Dolphins than Mac Jones. And I'll tell you why. Because last year, that nigga ran all over us, bro. And I thought that Bill Belichick, this is for the first game that
sorry to cut you off, Rod. He ran all over you because nobody practiced, and it was literally the first game after COVID. Nobody practiced. Nobody had time to actually even fucking run game plans and nothing, bro. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing that game. Bro.
No, but even in the second meeting, he had pretty good rushing totals.
Right, but remember the first game. They literally
the first game was a lot.
Treated Cam Newton like a running back, bro. Like they treated him
like
he
15 rushes, bro. Yeah, 15 rushes, dog. I remember.
They treated him like he was a running back, bro. Like he was running power. He was running out of I formation like he was a running back, bro. Listen, Bill Belichick,
bro.
Listen. People want to say, "Oh, it's because Cam was unvaccinated." Him being unvaccinated probably played a part, right? Bill Belichick, he needs to know that you're going to be available, bro. Like, he needs to know that. You can't miss 5 days.
Of course.
But people are overlooking the fact that, dude, Bill Belichick made this decision in May when he drafted Mac Jones. This was not shocking. It should not be shocking. It should not.
No, it's not. It's not shocking from like oh my God.
Right. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the coverage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the coverage.
The media.
I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about people who just were like it because it was random. I understand that. It felt like it came out of nowhere, but the dude drafted a quarterback. He made the decision in May, bro. He was like, I need to get rid of this nigga, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, for real. He made the decision a very long time ago. We just didn't believe he had the kahunas to actually cut Cam. And from my understanding, like Chris Long, Howie Long's son, used to play for the Eagles and whatnot, right? Top 5 draft pick for the Rams. He knows the Patriots. He played with the Patriots. I think he won the Super Bowl with the Patriots. He was like, Bill Belichick loves Cam Newton, and he did Cam Newton a solid. He was like, listen, he cut Cam so Cam could go find a opportunity somewhere else. And I 100% believe that. But at the end of the day, he still cut that nigga, bro. Because he said, this nigga's not good enough to be my starting quarterback in 2021, bro. Like,
that man had 1 year at Cam, and he's seen all he needed to see.
Facts, bro. Facts, dog.
That's all it was.
And listen, the conversation I want to have is that Cam has been a mediocre quarterback far longer than he's been a good quarterback. And at some point, we need to have that conversation and be honest with ourselves about him. He had a excellent peak. Excellent. 31 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns in one season. He was a fantasy monster. He had an excellent peak. But from the moment he didn't fall on that fumbled ball, his career literally plummeted, bro. From that moment
it's been regressing since.
It's been regressing since. Right? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. All right. Anything else before we actually get into our questions for the AFC South and NFC South? Because, you know, we missed a couple weeks, so we're trying to go ahead and get 2 for 1. Get both of these teams.
I do want to make mention on the rookie quarterbacks right quick.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Man, it pains me to say this. And this is one of those times where, like, I think highly of a player, but I hope I'm wrong. But man, I think Zach Wilson's going to be good, bro. I think he's going to be. I know preseason doesn't tell you too much, but just looking at the way he throws the ball, like the nigga just like I'm watching the nigga, and I'm just like I've never in my life looked at a Jets player and didn't hate him. Like I don't hate this nigga. I don't really like him, but I don't hate this nigga either. And I'm just like, man, Zach Wilson.
You gonna hate him if he over here running 2-minute drills, bro, destroying the Dolphins with the last second, bro, on some game-winning drives, bro. You're going to learn to hate him, dog. Listen, I'll say this. This is one of the rare opportunities where I feel confident in all of the quarterbacks, except for Trey Lance. And Trey Lance, the only reason why I don't feel confident for him is because it literally could go either way, bro. He could be the best quarterback in the world, or he could be the worst quarterback in the world, bro. And he shows you both traits literally from drive to drive, bro. It's crazy, bro.
He's a huge boom or bust quarterback. Right?
He is literally the epitome of boom or bust player, bro. Like, you can see where he could not figure it out and he could just flame out. And you can see where he will be the most unstoppable force in the entire league, bro. And it's so mind-boggling, bro. Like, it's so crazy, dog.
It is.
Justin Fields is everything that I thought he was, and which means that he's a guy who's super athletic. He could pick you apart, but my God, that nigga's going to get killed, bro, because that man likes to hold on to the ball, bro. PFF said, and I listened to the PFF podcast, those guys, you know, Sam Monson, all the boys, right? They said that he has the highest as far as time to throw that they've ever recorded, bro. This nigga takes almost 4 seconds to throw the ball, bro. Like, you could do that against second and third strings, which he's been playing. My nigga, you got to get the ball out your hand, though, bro. Like,
bro, you're going to have a nice little
they are going to kill this nigga, bro. Like,
he's going to be running for his life.
They are going to kill this nigga, bro. Like, you can't do that in the NFL, bro. That is the highest that's ever been recorded by PFF since they came into the league. That's the highest. That's higher than Russell Wilson. That's higher than Aaron Rodgers, who likes to hold the ball. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers takes so many sacks? Russell Wilson takes a bunch of bad sacks, bro. Now, the variance is, can he beat Aaron Rodgers? Where you're just like, all right, we'll take the good with the bad. can we be Russell Wilson? We'll take the good with the bad. Or is it going to be Jared Goff, bro? Like, you're not going to outrun the first string niggas when they're out here running 4.5s just like you, bro. Like, I get it. You like to stay in the pocket. You like to let shit develop. But my nigga, get the ball out. Other than that, the nigga, I can see where he's a superstar, right? Trevor Lawrence. I have my doubts about Trevor Lawrence. Then I seen him play us in that third preseason game, right? I still don't love Trevor Lawrence. I still think that there are flaws in his game, but when he is good, he is a phenomenal football player, bro. I can't even take it away from him, dog.
Bro, in that Dallas game, he made some throws that make you be like, oh, okay. I see why y'all got that nigga number one. He made some throws in that game, bro. I was like, it was one throw I remember. I think it was early in one of the drive. It might have been the second drive, bro, where he's rolling out to his left and he throws on the run. Like, he throws a perfect strike, nigga. And I'm just like, God damn, only certain niggas can make a throw like that.
No, and listen, that's the game where I'm just like, and it was served on the platter, bro. We rarely played anybody. Our defense isn't that good to begin with, and we didn't even play anybody, bro. So it was served on the platter. But talent is talent, right? So a good throw, an excellent throw is an excellent throw. No matter who you're playing, it could be third string, it could be high schoolers, bro. If you put a ball on the money, you put the ball on the money, right? And I'm just like, damn, this has the opportunity to rival that 83 draft where you're just like, okay, all of these guys, majority of these guys just might be good, bro. They could be multiple Hall of Famers in the first round, bro.
I mean, and you know, the thing is, even though it's not something that you expect, it happens every once in a while. And this could be the year that you drew a good quarterback class ticket, bro.
Right. Year, just dog. Okay, so like 04, right? So you had Eli Manning, you had Phillip Rivers, you had Ben Roethlisberger. Those are 3 Hall of Famers.
Right.
Those 3 Hall of Famers. Right? Listen, just because history says that literally half of a QB class turns into a bust and there only could be 2 or 3 guys, bro, you never know. I just know for varying degrees that all of these guys could be at least good, competent quarterbacks, bro. Right. That's all you want, bro.
In today's NFL, I mean, that's what you need. I mean, it's when you really think about the NFL, like the quarterback is definitely the most important position, but you gotta have a team too, bro.
This is true. This is true.
You gotta have a team,
and that's put like this, right? So I had went on YouTube. I was looking at a breakdown of Trevor Lawrence. This is why I don't like Trevor Lawrence, right? I think Trevor Lawrence is overrated. I think he's good, but he's overrated. And the only reason why I call him overrated is because I just don't think he's a generational talent. I think he's a really good quarterback. There are people.
Well, I mean, people compared this nigga to Andrew Luck and John Elway.
Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about it. I think he is going to be a carbon copy of Andrew Luck. I've watched so many of Andrew Luck games, bro. Andrew Luck is literally the great white hope. And this is coming from a guy who was a Andrew Luck fan. And I will be the first to tell you, there's so many games where that nigga was trash, bro. Like, straight up trash, bro. Straight up trash. But because he went to the Colts, he got so many excuses. Like, Andrew Luck was closer to Brett Favre than he was to Peyton Manning. And that's
100% fact. No one ever talks about that, bro. That's 100% facts. That nigga was literally like a reincarnation of Brett Favre. Because he was the type of nigga that would throw just 2 mind-boggling picks and then bring it back to win the game.
Exactly.
He did it against the Chiefs in the playoffs. like that's the kind of player he was.
And people talked about Andrew Luck like he was Peyton Manning. No, he was not. No, he was not.
He wasn't.
Andrew, bro, I remember, I'll never forget, right? Andrew Luck, it was the playoff game. They played the Titans. They played the Titans 3 times. Their opponent was, I think it was AFC divisional game, right? Or the wild card or whatever, right? Bro, their first 5 drives went 3 and out. How are you a generational quarterback and you're going 3 and out multiple times? I think they only put up like 14 points. Like, and he's throwing balls at the dirt, bro. Like, I watched this nigga, bro. Eventually, he figured it out and he became a really good quarterback. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen to Trevor Lawrence, is that when he sucks, we're going to blame everything around him except him, because all these pundits, everybody was like, this is that guy. This has to be that guy. He's the only reason that he's not successful is because his team is bad, versus him being bad too, him being a part of the problem, not him not being a part of the problem. And that's how it was with Andrew Luck. And I think it's going to be the same exact thing with Trevor Lawrence, because, bro, when he actually has to play good teams, like you saw it against the Saints treated that nigga like, like this is week 1. They were like, we're going to send zero blitz. That nigga was uninspiring, bro. I was like, bro, what am I watching? I don't want to watch this. This nigga look so
That nigga played a whole half and put up what, like 3 points?
3 points? Like 4 yards per attempt? Like 4 yards per attempt? Like, no, nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, yeah. But, yeah, fuck out of here. All right. But let's get to these questions, though, bro. We already like 40 minutes in. Let's get to these questions. All right. Starting with the AFC South, we have 4 questions, 1 question per team. Let's get get it right off the bat, man. Starting with the Colts. All right. The question I have that because you are the guy who brings up these questions. Excellent questions, by the way, this week, bro. Got to give it to you, bro. Hand clap. Questions we have for the AFC South team, starting with the Colts. Rodney, and I'm asking this to you. Which Carson Wentz should we expect to see this season?
I'm going to say we should, and even though, right, let's put some context to this. He's joining the coach who he had his best offensive year with. And I still think he's going to be trash, bro. I think he's going to be trash. And I was a Carson Wentz guy early years ago. So, like, I will totally admit that I was wrong on the guy. We're all wrong on many guys. But I just, people keep trying to hype up. Like, when I watched him play last year, people can blame the Eagles receivers. People can try to put all the blame they can on the organization or whatnot. He made a lot of mental errors. Like, he made bad quarterback errors, like, a lot. Like, it became a regular occurrence for him. And I just don't think we've seen the last of it.
Bro, there was a 4-week stretch where last year, I'm talking about when he was at the Eagles, right? There was not the true beginning of the season, but like week 4 to week 8, where I could confidently say this, bro. Other than Nathan Peterman, bro, he was the worst quarterback I've ever seen, bro. Like,
that was dreadful last year, bro.
He was dreadful. Like he came on. I'm not even gonna say he came on, bro, because he was so bad for a portion of the season where he wasn't just as bad. It looked like he made strides where he was still bad, but in comparison to how bad he was, it looked like he was a much better quarterback. When in reality, he was still bad, bro. So but like week 4 to like week 5, like the game against the Browns, bro. He's throwing picks in a double coverage, dog. Like to win the game, they're on a game-winning drive, and he throws picks in the double coverage, like type of shit that you don't do, like the shit you do on Madden if you don't know what you're doing, bro. Like, he was fucking awful, bro.
Bro, and you can't do that when you're on your 5th year, bro. You're 5 years in, bro. Like, what are you still doing that, bro? You can't. Who are we blaming for that? We blaming the receivers for that? We blaming the coaching for that? Come on, man. Stop it, man.
The reason why I don't know how good he's going to be is because, like, regardless of how he played and regardless of him regressing and all that good stuff, right? At some point, bro, the injuries just have to catch up to you. Like, bro, listen, I don't think people understand how gruesome the game of football is. Like, you could say it, you could talk about it, but these dudes get injuries that you're not supposed to get in your entire lifetime, bro. Like, that ass, bro. Like,
I mean, if you really think about it, the NFL is basically suicide for the niggas that play, because it's basically like a car crash every Sunday.
Like, facts, bro. Like, facts. Like, bro, hold on, bro. Let me try to get the list of this nigga's injuries real quick, dog. Like, because it's ridiculous, bro. I don't think he has finished a single season other than one season where he finished an entire season, where he played every single game of the season, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro.
He played every single game for two out of his 5 seasons.
That nigga.
Both which he didn't inspire much confidence. Well, I mean his fourth year wasn't too bad. 27-7 ain't bad. But I remember watching him that season. I was unimpressed.
All right, so here we go. 2015, broke a bone in his throwing wrist, bro. The hand is starting to get a nigga, bro. 2016, hairline fracture in the ribs. 2017, torn ACL. 2017, torn ACL. That's the same shit. Yeah, same shit. I'm sorry. Let's see here. 2018, back issues. 2020, concussion. 2021, broke his foot, bro. Like, nigga.
Bro.
This nigga's only been in the league for 5 years. Like, it's crazy. So I think at some point, like similar to Cam, right? Your body breaks down. Like, your body breaks down eventually. And at least Cam played for almost a decade. This nigga's only played for 5 years and he's gone through all this shit, bro. Like,
right.
It's going to catch up to you.
You know what? That's true. That what you said is 100% true. The one thing I will say that could go against my case against him is just that he'll actually have an offense. He'll have one of the best offensive lines in football. He'll have a running game that he can rely on. He'll be on a better team than he was. And even on defense, even though the Colts I don't think they'll be as good. They'll be pretty good. I don't think they'll be as good as they were last year. They lost a couple guys, but the team around him has a chance to uplift them a bit. But I watched a really bad quarterback last year, and it just doesn't inspire much faith in him, despite the weapons that he's being given.
Most def, bro. Okay, so before we switch, real quick,
sir,
what do you think is the realistic timeline or realistic expectation for the Colts this season with Carson Wentz?
You mean timeline like if they bench him, you mean?
Yeah, come on now. You know that ain't getting benched, bro. Let's keep it above, bro.
Nah, I think
I don't think he's gonna get benched because I don't think they have anybody good enough behind him that's worth benching him for. So I think he's gonna finish the season. I just think he's gonna be. I think he's going to be like Matt Stafford light, where because he looks competent, he looks way better than he actually is. Like Matthew Stafford is gonna be a good quarterback. This nigga's gonna be a mediocre quarterback. Carson Wentz, bro, a victory for him is just finishing the season at this point in his career, bro. Like that ass, bro. My opinion, bro.
I mean, that would be that'd be good for the Colts, bro. Considering they're putting all their fucking chips into this nigga, man. I see Colts fans. Colts fans are happy, man. I've sneaked on.
Bro, listen, dog. The worst fan base is a fan base who doesn't understand the player that they're getting, bro. Like. They just going off of a name, bro. They just going off a name, bro. All right, next team, bro. Tennessee Titans. This is a really interesting team because they're in a interesting situation, right? So the question that we have for the Tennessee Titans is, have they done enough to be more than just playoff contender? The floor is yours, sir.
As much as I have love for my guy, Ryan Tannehill, as much as Derrick Henry is a beast, as good as Julio Jones still is, which I watched like a video of this film like a few months back. Like somebody made a video like, oh, Julio Jones still has it. I'm watching the video like, oh yeah, this nigga still got it. But I just, to be completely honest with you, Herb, the Titans just don't inspire. I think they're going to be in the same. They're just going to be part of the tournament, bro. I don't see them. They reached their height when they went against the Chiefs a couple years back in the AFC Championship game where they caught everybody off guard. It's a little different when people can see you coming. It's a lot I don't know if Derrick Henry, bro, this nigga's been rushing for, did he rush for what? Like 1,700 yards last year? Maybe?
No, he broke, he had 2,000 yards, bro.
Yeah, 2,000, right?
Yeah, 2,000. He had over 2,000. Like,
so this man had 2,000 yards the year prior.
Bro, something has to give, bro. Like, put it like this, bro. Like,
yeah,
you can't be a running back and have multiple years with nearly 400 carries, bro. Like, that's absurd. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
And real quick, can we just talk about the career arc of Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry, went from not a bust, but someone who was considered disappointing to the best player at his position out of nowhere. Like
out of fucking nowhere, bro.
Like
it makes no sense.
People thought that Derrick Henry was going to be on a different team. Like that year, 2 years ago, where he broke out, that was literally his make it or break it year. That was his last chance to prove to the Titans that he was worth investing in. Otherwise, he was on a different team, bro.
And all it took was them benching Mariota to figure out that he's actually good.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like
Herb, imagine how much a quarterback difference a quarterback made. Because Tannehill has proven that he's a top 10 guy, but it's Tannehill, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Tannehill is the fakest top 10 quarterback in the history of the NFL, bro.
Big facts.
Like literally, he has all the stats. He has yards per attempt. He has yards per depth. He has air yards. He has everything that says this is a top 10 quarterback. Not one nigga in the world will have that nigga in his top 10. And he doesn't deserve to be in the top 10, bro, because we know it's a farce, bro. We know at the end of the day, we know the nitty gritty, bro. When the game is on the line, dog, he ain't going to do what he needs to do for you, bro.
Exactly.
Like, I don't give a fuck how good you are on play action. I don't give a fuck how much you throw down the field, bro. I don't give a fuck what your touchdown to interception ratio is, bro. I know you're not that guy, bro. I know it in my heart, dog. I know it.
We've seen it. We've seen it year after year after year.
No disrespect to our boy Brendan. Our boy Brendan is listening to this pod. You know, shout out to my boy Brendan, Birdman, bro. And he's he
was a huge Mariota guy. He turned around.
For sure. Of course, he had no choice. He had no choice. And trust me, listen. I'm not gonna say they revamped their defense. They kind of did. They had to cut both of their corners, so now they're relying on a bunch of young dudes like Elijah Molden, who's been looking really good in the preseason. They drafted Caleb Farley, who, funny thing about Caleb Farley, right? Caleb Farley is a fucking disaster, bro. But he is the most impressive disaster I've ever seen in my life, dog.
Big facts. It was fun to watch his tape when we were doing the draft shit, bro.
Nigga.
I ain't gonna cap.
Nigga, he is so unpolished. He's so raw. He is the Trey Lance of cornerbacks, bro. Like dead ass, bro.
Perfect comparison, dog. The biggest boomer bust cornerback.
Nigga, bro, I was watching the joint practice that they had with the Bucks like 2-3 weeks ago, right? Mike Evans beat him on a double move. But the nigga is so physically gifted that his recovery speed is, and trust me, I'm not
retarded.
It's retarded. Like,
it's retarded.
Rod, bro. I'm gonna see if I can send you the video. Right, he is so fast when he needs to be fast, like that he can't control himself. He got beat, and he recovered so fast that he lost his balance. So he got out of the play, ran himself into the play, and then ran himself out of the play because he was so out of control, bro. Within 5 steps, because he's an alien, bro. He's an alien. If he figures it out, he could be the best cornerback of all time, bro. But him figuring out is such a big if because he has no idea what he's doing on the field right now.
Everything is on the spectrum, my friend.
Bro, bro, I've never, listen, Mike Evans runs a 4.5. Mike Evans is not slow. Mike Evans is a deep threat for a reason. And he hawked Mike Evans down within 3 steps. Like, his recovery speed is out of control. Like, and trust me, I'm not one for hyperbole. I've never seen somebody with better recovery speed than this dude. Like, he is on that Deion Sanders tier of athleticism, dog. He just has no idea what he's doing, bro. He's just running around with his head cut off like a chicken, bro. Like that ass, bro.
And I don't know, the Titans don't strike me as a team, even though they have a defensive guy as a coach and Vrabel. They just know their team was awful last year in defense. I don't know if he's going to get the proper coaching that could get the best out of him. You know, he might just be playing off of pure ability for a couple of years of it.
Okay, so the thing about the Titans is that, I can't call them a true contender, like, if there's only one person that you believe in, bro, on the entire 52-man roster. Okay, 2 people, Taylor Lewan and Derrick Henry. I only believe in 2 people and neither of them are a quarterback, bro. So how can I believe that they're contenders, bro? Like, I don't even believe in their coach. Bro, don't tell me Mike Vrabel knows what he's doing out there, bro. And I'm not trying to take credit for Mike Vrabel. I think he's a fine coach. I think he's competent. I think he's adequate, bro. But I don't believe in Mike Vrabel. Like, they have two people that I believe in, bro, and neither of them are quarterbacks, bro.
And another interesting point I want to make, by the way, too. Arthur Smith ain't there now.
That is true.
And so now we get to see, was it Tannehill being boosted by Arthur Smith coaching? We know he's boosted by Derrick Henry present, but was the coaching also a part of it? Like, now we got to see, like, you know, what's going to happen with that. There's just too many questions for the Titans, and the Titans realistically just aren't a team that, like, at the end of the day, I can't see them beating the Chiefs when it matters. I can't see them beating the Ravens, and they beat the Ravens 2 years ago. They caught them off guard. But they got smashed by them last year. So the Ravens have overcome
or the
them.
Bills.
Or the Bills.
Or the Browns. Or the Browns.
Bro, they're just not beating all of the rest of the AFC's top guys. Like, they'll be the best in their division because their division sucks. Right? You have the Jags, which we'll get to. You have the Texans, bro. I forgot who the fuck they were.
Which we'll get to.
Right? And then we already discussed the Colts, who it's just, you know, their division is kind of like, if you guys don't win it, everybody's just going to look at y'all like, what the fuck? You know? So it's just, you know, they're going to get in by default to the playoffs, but they're just somebody's fodder. That's it.
All right, man. Speaking of the Jags, that's going to be the next thing that we're going to talk about. And the question that we have for the Jags is, let's see here. What can we expect from Urban Meyer and the Trevor Lawrence-led Jags, right? So I want to completely take Trevor Lawrence out of this discussion, out of this equation, right? I think there are only two ways that this team goes, right? If Trevor Lawrence is better than I think he is, then they're going to be bad, but in a competitive way, right? Like, they're going to lose a lot of games, but they might be in a couple games.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, they might be fun to watch, or they might be in a couple games that they have no business being in, right? They'll still end up losing because it's a young team. They don't know how to actually, like, put it all together, right? Or they're just going to be bad, right? And if they are who I think Trevor Lawrence is, which is a really good quarterback, but not this generational prospect that people make him out to be, then I think they're just going to be bad. But I don't want to talk about Trevor Lawrence. My conversation is purely on Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is showing that he truly has no idea the difference between being in Columbus, Ohio, and the NFL, bro. Like, there are just certain things you can't do. There are certain things that you can't say. And you can say it, you could do it, but the coverage is different. There's nobody to protect you. You're not protected by your college. You're not protected by your area, right? You feel me? Right. You don't have autonomy to control the narrative anymore like you do in college, right? And it's obvious. He always is putting his foot in his fucking mouth once a week, bruh. Because he has been spoiled. Like, dude, I was listening to a report, right? So before the game against the Cowboys, and they looked just terrible, absolutely terrible, they said that he was mad the entire time, like after the Saints game, like he was mad the entire week. Like, one of his assistant coaches was like, yo, bro, it's preseason, bro. Like, it's preseason,
right?
Bro.
Just chill, bro.
Just chill. Like, you are not going to win every game. You have no actual advantage. This is the difference between the pros and college. You don't have the best athletes and the best players anymore, bro.
No.
You have to actually win because you're a better tactician than the guy across from you. Because everybody has similar talent.
Exactly. And
even though you have awakening. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna just chime in that even though you drafted a quote unquote generational talent, there's a reason that they were the number one pick. We thought the Jets were going to be in that spot, and they eclipsed them. That's how bad they were, bro. So you now not only do you not have the best talent on the field like you're used to, you have the worst talent on the field, which has to show even more of your coaching acumen. So
And there's nothing that says he's a better coach. Like, put it like this, bro. We joke on all the coaches in the NFL a lot because they deserve to get criticized. But they're still the best in the world, bro. Right? And I don't think that we get head coaches enough credit for being really good at their jobs, bro. Like, there are no advantages, right? Like Dan Staley, Vic Fangio, Bill Belichick, Mike Zimmer, right? Like, Mike Zimmer, for all his warts and everything like that, the nigga is still a fantastic coach. He might not be the best head coach because that's a different aspect, that's a different skill set. But when it comes to putting a game plan, bro, he's better than every single coach in the Big Ten. Every single one of them.
Right.
It ain't even close. Right? Because he has to learn how to out-scheme somebody who has possibly better talent than he does.
Right.
And he's learning that. And he's not used to losing. And there's no way this nigga finishes, bro. It's going to be Bobby. Put it like this. He's not going to be Bobby Petrino, who didn't even finish that first year with the fucking with the Falcons in 2000. I think it was 2007 or 2006. Yeah. Oh my God, bro, that's crazy.
That shit was debacle,
bro. Bobby Petrino was such a bitch ass nigga, bro. He couldn't even tell these niggas to their face, bro. He left the team a note, bro. I remember D'Angelo Hall talking about that, bro. He was like, bro, they went in the locker room, bro, looking for coach, and they ain't see the nigga. All they saw was a note, bro, a goodbye note, bro. Nigga, what?
Oh, bitch ass nigga. No, fuck.
I'm like, what? I don't think that's going to be Urban Meyer. I think he has too much pride to admit that kind of loss, but there's no way Urban Meyer stays in the NFL more than 3 years, bro. There's no way.
Man, I'm amazed. Chip Kelly had what? Well, Chip Kelly had what, 3 years in the NFL, maybe 4?
But Chip Kelly was an NFL coach. He just wasn't put it like this. Chip Kelly was suited to the NFL because his personality lent itself to playing with professionals. The problem is that he was so spoiled by college where you have so much more control than you do in the NFL, right? So Chip Kelly was somebody who preferred to work with grown men, but he didn't know how to talk to grown men. And that's what did him in. So when people figured out his system, there's two ways. Like, you can't have a system that's so easy to figure out. With literally in 1 year, they figured this shit out. 1 year. And you still an asshole, bro. You can't have it both. You can't not be the visionary and you an asshole. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You're gone. You're gone.
Facts, bro. You got to get the stepping, like Martin
Get the stepping. You got to be either one, bro. Either you're going to be somebody who has no way to adjust, but you're a good guy and you're easy to get along with, or you're somebody who doesn't know how to adjust. Your shit got figured out, and you're hard to deal with. No, you're out of there, nigga. Nigga, Chip Kelly was so hard to deal with, bro, that LaShawn McCoy called the nigga a racist, bro. Like,
pulled the rug from right under that nigga's feet, man. Like,
listen, I don't think that's going to be Urban Meyer, but there's no way Urban Meyer lasts more than 3 years. Like, I give him the length of his contract, bro, because he's going to be like Nick Saban. He's going to be like a lot of these dudes. He's going to be like fucking, what's the nigga that went to Washington from Florida that was a Florida head coach, bro? Can't remember his name, bro. Fuck that. You're not going to know. You don't know college like that, bro.
I was thinking about a Tampa Bay guy, Schiano.
No, not Greg Schiano. Because Greg Schiano was the same thing with Greg Schiano, bro. Like, Greg Schiano was somebody who wasn't a good tactician, and he was hard to deal with because he was spoiled by the control that he had in college. You can't, like, these dudes get paid. You can't talk to these dudes any kind of way. No fucking way, bro. Like,
yeah, these are grown ass men with
families and wives, bro. Nigga, they kids, they have kids, nigga. Like, no, you're not gonna talk to them any kind of way, bro. So, I mean, listen, that's what I am gonna be monitoring. I'm gonna be monitoring how he adjusts to actually losing really badly, bro. First time in his entire career, bro. All right. Speaking of losing badly, bro, the last team that we have for the AFC South, bro, is going to be the Houston Texans. And the question that we have, ironically, right, based off of the conversation that we had, How bad are the Houston Texans going to be this year, bro? I'm going to take the floor on this one, bro. They're going to be worse than the 0-31 Cleveland Browns, bro. This is going to be the worst team in the history of the NFL, bro. I put my money on it, bro. I guarantee it, bro. I guarantee it.
Bro, I have no faith in this team.
This not beyond having faith. This is going to be the worst team. And I hate that it's got to happen to a black man and a black head coach and David Culley, bro. They set that man up to fail so bad, bro.
Oh, he's the fall guy this time. Yes, sir. He's the fall guy.
Bro, they're going to be so bad that the man might not get a chance to work in the NFL again, bro. Like, not as a coordinator, not as an assistant, not as anything, bro. Like, this nigga might not get a special teams coaching job after this season, bro. And he don't deserve that, dog.
He doesn't, man. He doesn't, dog. I was sitting here trying to think, like, bro, Deshaun Watson doesn't play. Who's on the roster, bro? Like who are they playing with, man? Like, who's on that team anymore, bro? Like, I don't even know who's on their team, bro. Oh, they got Tyrod Taylor. They actually made a lot of additions, bro. Oh man, yeah. This team is just a hodgepodge.
You mean athletic Kirk Cousins, bro? That's what you're talking about, dog?
Yeah, we are. Funny that we brought that nigga up earlier, bro. Look at the niggas that they signed, bro. This is how bad they doing, man. They had to sign niggas like Tyrod Taylor. They had to sign Mark Ingram, Rex Burkhead, man. Like Chris Conley, like bro, like who's on this team, kid? Like, and they won 4 games with Deshaun Watson, man. Like, ooh. Man, I'm looking at
Deshaun Watson had to be a top 5 quarterback for them niggas to win 4 games last year, bro. Do you understand how insane that is, bro? Like, the team was so bad, and he had a near MVP season, and they could only win 4 games. Imagine if a nigga like Ben DiNucci or like Jared Goff was on that team, bro.
Oh my God, they look worse than any team ever. I was trying to think of a team, but I can't even fucking imagine, bro. Like, dude, this team is going to be popcorn fucking bad, bro. Like, I'm talking like they can make a movie about this shit, man. Like, I fully expect it, bro. I'm just looking at all the guys, Jordan Jenkins. I'm looking at all the guys they added. They haven't added anybody that makes me think like, damn, this team. Oh, that guy might turn it. Nah, bro, y'all just gonna be really bad, man. It's unfortunate for y'all, man. I gotta talk to Dom. I gotta be like, yo, Dom, man, shit. You better not wear your Dolphin shit around your Texas people, man. They ain't gonna want to see that, man. They hate us, by the way, bro. Like, if you go on the Texans Reddit, bro, they hate. And I understand. They hate us, man. I don't. Hey, sorry, guys. Thanks for the draft picks, man. That's all I can say.
Oh my God! All right, let's transition to the NFC South. We could probably blitz through these, bro, because 2 of them are like obvious. It's not really too much to be said about them, bro. So Let's go ahead and start the NFC South. Let's start with the Falcons. Will they live to regret not drafting a quarterback from this class? Ultimately, I'm going to say no because, dude, I want to say Matt Ryan's only 35.
He's 36, but
he's 36, bro. He has another. If he could realistically play another 3 or 4 years, bro. Right. So so what are you gonna do, Hap? What are you gonna do? Fucking keep your quarterback that's drafted in the first round on the bench for 4 years? Say Matt Ryan is good all 4 years. You're not gonna want to get rid of him. You can't do that.
You're right. You know, I do want to make mention that I was reading this earlier that this is what they said. I mean, obviously it's far in the past, but there was talk that had the 49ers drafted Mac Jones, because they like Trey Lance better than all the other quarterbacks, even more than they wanted him even more than the other 2 guys.
That's what they say because they didn't have the opportunity to get the other 2 guys.
Right. That's what they said. But I think they said they had their eyes on Trey, but Pitts ended up falling to them. But no, I'm with you. I agree with you, bro. I don't think it's there now. I think they might have missed out on a good opportunity, but that would be assuming that Justin Fields or Mac Jones ends up being a superstar. I mean, we have yet to see that, but
exactly. Yeah. All right. Next one. Let's see here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Fuck it. Let's do Saints. All right. Your question that we have, or our question that we have for the Saints is, can Sean Payton do the unthinkable and help Jameis be less mistake prone? All right. First of all, fuck this bullshit about this nigga getting LASIK eye surgery. That ain't the reason why he threw 30 fucking picks, nigga. I don't give a fuck. All right. I'll be wrong. I'll stand to be corrected, right? If he is phenomenal and he is not over here being somebody who is prone to mistakes and all that stuff, right? Like, if he truly was a blind quarterback, then that means Jameis Winston is the most talented quarterback of all time, because that man made it to the NFL at the highest level and threw for over 5,000 yards without being able to see. And if he could do that, bro, then my God, bro, he's the GOAT. Fuck Tom Brady, fuck Aaron Rodgers, fuck Dan Marino, fuck John Elway, fuck Joe Montana. Even with him throwing 30 picks, he threw 30 picks and 5,000 yards blind. No, okay? That's just what the reason why I say that, because that whole argument is ridiculous, bro. It's not because the nigga couldn't see. It's because the nigga's stupid, bro. Like,
bro, all you have to do is go back to his tape at FSU, man. Bro, this nigga was born bro. The first thing this nigga did when he got out of his mama's room was throw a pick to the nurse, bro. He tried to throw to the doctor, and ended up in the nurse's hands.
Listen,
bro.
Trust me.
That's who he is.
I think people, because like based off of the preseason we had, and trust me, that preseason game he had against the Jags, he looked phenomenal. I'm not taking nothing away from Jameis, but people were going so crazy. I'm like, what is there to go crazy?
He's a number one overall pick.
He was a number one overall pick. He threw. There's only been 8 people who have thrown 5,000 yards in a season. He is one of them. What was so mind blowing about that? Like, that's Jameis. That's what he does. Jameis didn't lose his job and get cut he didn't get released by the Bucs because he can't throw the ball. He got released by the Bucs because he was on a pace to shatter records for turning the ball over, bro. Like, and nothing in that preseason has stopped me from saying, "Oh, that is fixed." I have to see it for an entire season, bro. I have to.
And in regards to, a lot of people have talked about Sean Payton being this quarterback guru all his whole career, and he's been one of the better coaches in the NFL. I won't take that away from him. And if you really think about it, they got screwed twice out of going to the Super Bowl, bro. So, but he had also top 6, top 5 quarterback of all time on his team. I mean, that has to, there has to be a little tug of war, give and take on that, bro. Like, it's not just like you can't say that he made Drew Brees, and most people probably won't say that they won one championship together, so they don't have the greatest legacy. But as good of a coach as he is, and he is one of the better offensive minds of football. I wonder how these older coaches. I wonder how well their offenses translate as time goes on. And I don't know, man. I've seen Jameis since FSU, bro. Nigga won a championship throwing damn near 20 picks, bro. So, Jameis is who he is, bro. Bro, this nigga had drills, bro. This nigga had turnover drills, bro, that he was showing off in the offseason. That's a guarantee he's throwing at least 15 picks. He's throwing at least 15 picks, and he's fumbling at least 7 times. Might lose about 4 or 5.
Big motherfucking facts, bro. All right, Carolina Panthers. Question that we have for them are, where and who will be there to blame? Okay, where and who will be there to blame when Darnold stinks up? Bro, listen to me, nigga. Like, Sam Darnold is the epitome of white privilege, dog. Like, he's the poster child of white privilege, bro. Like, this nigga is one of the worst quarterbacks we have ever seen. And yes, he was in a bad situation. Yes, he played for a bad coaching staff. Yes, he didn't have the best talent in the world. But, bro, if you are a top 5 pick, we're not asking you to be great. We're asking you to look like you're competent and good. Like, even put like this, right? They only let him play one snap or one series in week 1 or one, I want to say 2 or whatever, right? Or week 2 of preseason. He only had 4 plays, right? They got to the goal line. They didn't trust the nigga to throw in a preseason game. They ran the ball 3 times in a preseason game. What does that tell you? Week 3 preseason, he has 25 attempts, right? He has pretty much a full game, right? He looked decent. He had a couple good throws. The nigga he had 25 attempts for 123 yards.
In a preseason game.
In a preseason game, bro. In a preseason game, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
People were going crazy. People were like, "Oh, we told you he could look good." He had 25 attempts for 123 yards. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, bro? If you throw the ball, matter of fact, let me it was either 123 or 162. Either way, if you throw the ball 25 times for less than 200 yards, nigga, don't talk to me, bro.
Bro, that means, bro, it's a preseason game, bro. You mean to tell me in a preseason game this nigga wasn't trying to throw it downfield at all? What y'all trying to hide?
At all. And that is the thing about him, bro. People swear up and down that he isn't a game. He is a overly qualified game manager, bro, because there are 2 or 3 times a game where he might make a play. But what about the rest of the game?
Right.
What about the rest of his career? He doesn't throw the ball downfield, bro. He just doesn't. It's not in his body, bro. That's just not who he is, bro.
And when he throws it downfield, it's usually a pick. Bro, can you imagine that Jameis and Donald are in the same division, bro, and they play each other twice, man?
Right. Okay, so it was 19 for 25 for 162 yards, right? I said, it was either 123 or 162. But matter of fact, let me do the math, right? You go ahead and I'm gonna do the math on what that is, the yards per attempt on that, bro.
Nah, I was just thinking to myself, how convenient is it for Tom Brady that he's in a division with a Matt Ryan who he's just always playing with a shitty team, bro. Because the Falcons the Falcons were terrible with their cap, so they couldn't really make any changes on defense, and they lost Julio Jones. Drafted Kyle Pitts, which is less than a lateral move because he's a rookie. But okay, whatever. Then you have the Saints, who you either get Taysom Hill, who is a fucking utility player, sometimes masquerading as a quarterback, or Jameis, who is the greatest interception thrower in the game today. And then you get Sam Darnold, bro, who's just a big pile of steaming dog shit.
So the man Tom Brady. So he's basically in the AFC East again, bro.
That was my point, Herb. That is exactly. You literally took it right out of my mouth, bro. Thank you. That's exact. He ended up back in the AFC East. How do you do this, Tom Brady? Is Tom Brady's board just so great that whatever division he goes to just has to have 3 shitty teams? He can't be in a division with another great team.
100%, bro.
It's incredible.
100%, bro. All right, and to finish off this episode, bro, we have the Bucks. All right. Speaking of the Bucks, speaking of Tom Brady, excellent transition, bro. Rod, you might be a podcaster, bro. You might have that in your future, dog. You know.
I appreciate that.
I see your vision, bro. All right, can they repeat, or will they fall victim to the vaunted Super Bowl hangover, man? If there's any team that put like this, bro, who's the last quarterback to repeat as a quarterback, bro?
As a champion, you mean? Tom Brady.
As a champion. Tom Brady. This nigga has every fucking stat, bro. He has them all, bro.
You know what, Herb? I'm going to use this time to just say this about him, bro. I'm so happy that he left New England because I can finally enjoy Tom Brady for who he really is, which is the greatest football player ever, bro. I can enjoy that because he's not on a team that I absolutely despise, bro. I love it. I'm happy for Tampa. And, bro, I think that, bro, I'm gonna just lay it out here. It's the easy take to make, Herb. They're going to repeat. Who's beating them, bro? Let's be honest. Who do we believe outside of major injury to someone, to many players and to Tom Brady? Who's beating them, bro? Tell me who you think is beating them. Maybe the Chiefs. The Chiefs might want that get back, and they could get that get back. Outside of that, in the NFC, it's crazy for me to say this, but do you trust Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady?
I mean, and bro, like we talked about it earlier in regards to that preseason game, bro. It's just like, but watching that again, Tom Brady is not the most talented quarterback of all time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tom Brady is not in my opinion, he hasn't played the position the highest level. Like, right? Aaron Rodgers has played quarterback nearly as high as you could play. Like, Aaron Rodgers has all the touchdowns with none of the interceptions, bro. The man went 40. Like, he had a season where he threw 45 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. That's insane, right? Like,
that is mind-boggling, bro. Like, I don't think people don't truly understand how crazy it is to do that, bro.
Like, fastest to 400 touchdown passes ever, right? Like, it's insane, right? But the thing about Tom Brady is that Tom Brady breaks your spirit. He breaks the team spirit. He's so ruthlessly efficient.
Right.
That it just, and I think that people don't see the talent in that, right? Like Chris Sims always finds a way to hate on Tom Brady, saying, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback I've said. If Aaron Rodgers played for the Patriots, he'd have just as much." No, he wouldn't. Because
thank God Tom Brady fucking proved that, bro. Thank God. He went to another team and fucking did it again, and he's probably gonna do it again, bro. Like, let's be honest, man. Outside of injuries, bro, nothing.
People don't fucking understand, bro. This man went to a new team, a new system that's drastically different than what he had in New England. A system where every quarterback, going from Carson Palmer, whoever played for Bruce Aaron, even Aaron Jurulak, they said that it literally takes a year. You don't feel comfortable until the second year. This man threw 40 touchdowns and 12 picks and won the Super Bowl his first year without a fucking offseason. That's not supposed to happen, bro.
Dude, like, it's incredible, bro. Like, what this man is.
If there is a team that is going to be the first team since Tom Brady's last team to repeat, it has if this ain't the team, that I don't know what it is, bro. Honestly, bro. Not saying that they will, but I will not be surprised if they do, because all the recipe is there, bro. Like, all the ingredients are there. He got everybody to come back.
Everybody, bro. And a lot of those guys are young players, man. People don't understand. Like, they could have lost a lot of guys, especially on defense. They got them all back. They got Shaq Barrett back. They kept Levante David because they realized, no one ever talks about him. He's one of the best. He's been one of the best linebackers of this fucking decade, nigga. They have young Devin White. They have a young secondary. Like, nigga, they have their receiving core. They didn't even have that chemistry yet last year. They had guys in and out the lineup. They got Antonio Brown in the middle of the season. Like, bro, when you look at all the adversity that they face as just like dealing with their own team, just getting to gel together, and then they catch fire at the end of the year, and now they're running it back full power, nigga. Like, man, like I this team might look as dominant as that 07 team, bro. Like, I would not be surprised. That 07 Patriots team. I should say.
It would be so anticlimactic, but also so poetic if the only thing that he avenges, because he can't avenge beating Eli Manning, bro. Like, he gotta eat that, right? Ironically, of all quarterbacks, right?
Bro, that will eat at him till he dies.
Till he dies, right?
He's a Jordan type nigga.
It would be so poetic if he was the guy who finishes, or he gets to actually do the undefeated, because he didn't complete it that one time he had an opportunity.
And it would be a clean 20-0, bro. It would even be, that looks better than 19-0. 20-0? The first year we're installing this system and you just say, fuck it, let me win all the game. I wouldn't be, honestly, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be surprised, because it's actually incredibly hard to do that. But like you said, poetic in the most glorious of ways, bro. Honestly.
Most definitely, bro. And with that, man, we're going to go ahead and bid everybody adieu, bro. Obviously, we had a lot to unpack. This was a longer episode, about an hour and 20 minutes. Appreciate everybody who listens, man. This is cathartic for us, bro, as football fans, man. But we need some fucking sleep. I'm tired. I'm very tired.
I feel you, bro. I've been up. Hey, man, I'm with you, bro. I've been up since 6 o'clock, man.
Nigga, let's go to bed. All right, man. Deuces.
All right, my boy.
All right, Deuces. You already know, man. See you next week.